Hurricane is a song about injustice. A 8.5-minute long story about the conviction and imprisonment of boxer Rubin "Hurricane" Carter. The idea of writing the song came after Richard Solomon sent Dylan a copy of the 16th round, and Dylan decided to visit Carter in jail. At first, Dylan couldn't get himself to start the song. He ultimately did when it was decided to make the song into a telltale. The song is in C major and has a tempo of 136 BPM. It features drums, guitar, a 12-string guitar, violin, backup vocals, and percussions. The song is a rock tale that bends towards folk. By listening to the song, you'll quickly notice that most of the times the chorus takes away all elements except guitar and conga, almost to give a sense of anticipation for the important story details that are about to be told. Bob Dylan's voice and the guitar strumming take turns in having a call-response dialogue that adds dynamism to the section. Rubin Carter was a middleweight boxer in the 1960s. He was wrongfully convicted in 1967, together with his friend John Artis, for the murder of 3 people, an event that took place by the hand of Alfred Bello on the 15th of October 1966 in Paterson, New Jersey, at 2 a.m. in the night. Bello had been seen by the actress Patricia Valentine with a gun. Bello defended himself by saying that he just wanted to rob the register and that the shooters were 2 black men. Later that night, on a totally different side of the city, Artis and Carter were stopped by police after a call made by Patricia Valentine herself. Willie Marins, one of the 2 survivors from the attack in the bar, was blinded in one eye from a gunshot wound. Despite this, the cops still told him that he had credibility in identifying the guilty men. In fact, even though Marins insisted that Carter was not the killer, his testimony will be ignored in the future. Paterson's police will try everything to convict the 2 black men of something Bello and Bradley clearly had stained their hands with. Later, in 1967, Carter and Artis were convicted of 3 murders with life sentences. It seems that Dylan sometimes liked exaggerating concepts to strike the hearts of listeners. More than once in the song, lines have been called out to be romanticized or untrue. As an example, he could have been the champion of the world, as Bob Dylan biographer Howard Soons points out. The repeated refrain that Carter could have been the champion of the world was slightly misleading, considering he lost 7 of his last 15 fights. However, Bob did succeed in emphasizing the essential truth that Carter was in prison for a crime he had not committed. The first recorded version of the song had many more instruments and different vocal tracks than the one we can listen to today. In late October of '85, the master tapes of Hurricane were ready, but Don DeVito called Don Meehan, telling him he had to erase the tracks. An issue had just come up. The reasons why Hurricane's release could have been risky are fuzzy and various. For starters, it was stated that in a lyric, Bradley and Bello robbed the defunct bodies, but the 2 were never accused of such act. Some of these lyrics were eventually removed, but the song still received a lawsuit from Patty Valentine, who believed that it portrayed her as part of a conspiracy to frame Carter. However, the case was dismissed. It is hard to say what really happened. Anyway, Dylan wanted to re-record both the vocal track and the instruments from scratch. The first version also had a trumpet, a bouzouki, an accordion, fiddle, and singers Rooney Blakely and Emmylou Harris doing harmony on Dylan's vocals. As Meehan states, Dylan came in with all these musicians. They were everywhere. Sadly, the re-recording had to be rushed so that the full album could be released, so not all the musicians and singers managed to be part of the final song. Hurricane will go on to hit number 33 on Billboard's Top 100 Singles chart in November of '97, raising awareness for Carter's cause and bringing it the mainstream's media's attention. Years later, H. Lee Sarakin, a U.S. District Court judge, determined Carter and Artis hadn't received a fair trial. He went on and overturned the conviction in 1985, releasing Carter and Artis. Allegedly, Rubin Carter's favorite line from the song is, "While Rubin sits like Buddha in a 10-foot cell." But the most impactful line, in my opinion, is, "To see him obviously framed couldn't help but make me feel ashamed to live in a land where justice is a game."